This week on Thursday, I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now in this video, I do want to discuss with you what we can expect this week, including the announcement out of the president on Thursday, where he will be talking about Social Security and Medicare, as well as some other announcements coming out this week that I also want to briefly discuss with you right here in the video, so let's get right into it. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and because I am your one and only daily advocate, I'm here for you right by your side each and every day, watching all this new information hitting the wire, doing the necessary research, and breaking it all down into these short videos so you can stay updated with what's actually going on and how it may impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and of course anything popping up right now you can possibly grab and or take advantage of. It's a very busy, confusing, and uncertain time right now, which is exactly why we need to stay tuned with all of this going on right now. And again, I'm here for you. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and that's my promise to you and everybody here in the community. So please subscribe down below if you haven't done so, and let's get into it and talk about what we can expect this week, most importantly Thursday, and what's the president going to say about Social Security and Medicare, right? This has been in the headlines a ton lately. We've been talking about it. There's a lot of lawmakers out there recently talking about this. There's new bills, packages, and proposals. There's a lot of things that are happening right now. So let's buzz through this and talk about the details. All right, so really quickly, obviously, I do want to focus on Thursday quite a bit, but let me tell you a couple of things that are coming out this week as well. Again, I'm only going to take a few, maybe a minute on this, really briefly here. I know that many of you here in the community are not that concerned about it, which is, again, why I'm not going to spend much time on it, but just bear with me here for just a second. All right, so the chairman of the Federal Reserve will be testifying this week. Interesting, right? So Jerome Powell will be testifying, and again, I'll be watching that one very closely because he's been raising interest rates very aggressively here over the last year or so, and again, that's really pinching the wallets of a lot of people out there right now, virtually everybody, because this raging inflation, and honestly, prices are very, very high right now, okay? So that's number one. Next, on Friday, we will be getting the non-farm payroll number. That is the jobs report, and it'll give us a glimpse into a bunch of different things like the labor participation rate, earnings, hourly earnings. It's going to tell us the unemployment rate, how many jobs were created or lost last week. A lot of interesting things going on with that report, so that'll be on Friday morning, and again, I'll bring that to your attention. All right, so that's all on those things. Now let's talk about Thursday and what the president will be saying. All right, so Thursday, the president will be out announcing his 2024 fiscal year budget for the federal government. Okay, what does that mean, right? I think all of us are always wondering, what does this mean and what does it mean for us, right? No, I totally agree because we always want to know what's going on out there, and I think a lot of us these days are kind of a little bit suspicious of all these different announcements coming out because we're always wondering, okay, what's it meaning for me and how much is it going to cost me, right? You know what I mean? So let me talk you through the details. Now, the president was out just a couple of days ago and said he's raising taxes, okay? Do you remember that? Just a couple days ago, he said, hey, everybody, I'm raising taxes. So that is his plan, but does that come as a surprise? No, he loves to raise taxes, and this is his plan. Yet again, he's going to try to raise taxes on us, so we will continue to watch for that, and he will be announcing his plans on Thursday. However, now let's talk about Social Security and Medicare. So obviously, we do not have all the details quite yet because the president hasn't made the announcements yet. And this information, for the most part, hasn't been leaked in its entirety, but we do have some of the details, and I want to bring that to you here, which is, okay, so number one, he will be talking about Social Security, which is good. Again, another good thing because we continue to hear this out of the president. We continue to hear this out of lawmakers, and we know that a lot of lawmakers right now are working on a variety of different things going on, just like that video that you saw earlier this morning. If you didn't see that one, I would highly advise go back and check that one out. I posted it earlier this morning, where I highlighted one of the lawmakers right there in that video talking exactly about Social Security, their plan to increase benefits as well as to raise the full retirement age on Social Security. Check that video out from earlier today as well. But the president will be talking about this, and again, what are his details? Well, that's going to be very interesting because it's there's a high likelihood he's going to come out with a plan to maybe increase solvency in Social Security, possibly have some other plan to increase benefits. Do you remember a couple years ago, the president as well as some other lawmakers came out and they wanted to increase benefits up to 125% of the federal poverty line? Do you remember that? Yeah, that was a thing out, maybe a couple years ago. The president had this plan on changing Social Security in a huge way. Some of the other lawmakers jumped out, and just not that long ago, a week or so ago, week and a half or so ago, the president was out with a meeting with Bernie Sanders talking about the Social Security Expansion Act and raising benefits up to raising benefits up by $200 a month or $2,400 for the year. Again, raising taxes and a whole variety of other changes to increase solvency in Social Security. So I would anticipate with this announcement on Thursday, he will be making some kind of plan or some kind of pitch like that. And we'll have to continue watching that very closely to see what has he got up his sleeve and what are his plans for Social Security. This is going to be very important to watch as well. Now, next, he will be talking about Medicare at the same time. So now remember, I know that many people are very concerned about Social Security, but at the end of the day, most Social Security beneficiaries are also Medicare beneficiaries as well, right? Not everybody, but most are. There's about 70 million Social Security beneficiaries across all the benefits, and there's about 65 or so, 63, 65, somewhere around in that range, Medicare beneficiaries. So practically everybody that is enrolled in Social Security is on Medicare as well. Now, obviously not everybody, but there's a huge percentage that are. Now, this is also very important because the plans as of right now, and according to the preliminary information that has been leaked out on this, shows the president will be coming out with a plan to increase solvency in Medicare by 20 years or 2 decades. As of right now, Medicare is set to be insolvent, in other words, broke yet again, just like some of these other plans out there, in 2028. So in like 5 years from right now. That is not very long, right? So the president is likely going to have some kind of plan or some type of who knows what. He's going to be introducing something on Thursday that'll increase solvency for at least 20 years, according to the information that's been leaked so far. So I'm very interested to see, okay, if that's his plan for Medicare, what's his plan for Social Security? Because Social Security is going to be insolvent in about 9 years from right now as well. So that's not that much further out. And we know that this is the time to act on this because Social Security is a hot button issue right now. There's a lot of lawmakers talking about it. The president has been out talking about this a ton lately, and this is the time to act on it. So I'm very curious to see what goes on here and to see what his plan is to introduce, because he previously had a plan on Social Security to raise benefits, to increase the minimum benefit, to increase or change the way that the COLA was calculated, all kinds of different things. But did any of that happen? No, nothing. Nothing happened out of that plan yet, right? So anyway, I'm very curious to see what the new updated plan is out of the president, and this will be for the 2024 fiscal year for the federal government, okay? Remember, the fiscal year for the federal government does not start on January 1st. It starts on October 1st and runs through September 30th. That is the fiscal year for the federal government. So that is what he's going to be announcing right away on Thursday as well. So he will be in Pennsylvania for that. Of course, I'll watch it very closely as I get those details. Of course, I'll be right here for you, breaking it all down and letting you know what's going on. But this is what we got to watch for. And again, I'm going to be listening with all ears because I'm very curious to see what his plan is and an updated version since we got the last one, a couple years ago. And I'm very curious to see because this is the time to act on it. And especially that he talked to Bernie Sanders the other day about the Social Security Expansion Act. And we know that those guys are on board with this thing. So remember, that is the one that contains a $200 per month raise. However, I want to make it very clear. I'm not saying that that's coming for sure. We don't know yet. That's why we got to watch this stuff very closely because at any given point, they could come forward and have some kind of changes to Social Security. So very important stuff, right? Anyway, want to break this down for you, let you know what's going on. It's another busy week. Are we surprised? Nope. This is a pretty busy time right now, but there's always a lot of things going on. It's actually been very busy for, honestly, the last couple years. A lot of stuff. It hasn't been this busy on a lot of different topics in a very long time, okay? We've been covering this stuff every single day for about 2.5 years. I've been coming back with you videos literally every single day, and there's a lot of stuff going on right now. So anyway, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video or any others here on the channel with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out some of the other videos here on the channel. There's a couple thousand videos. I almost said 1,000. No, there's like almost 3,500 or more than that here on the channel. There's a lot of videos. So feel free to go back and check those out. Otherwise, stay tuned. I'll keep you posted as I get more information on any of this going on right now. And all the other things that are changing right now. It's such a busy time. We're getting new announcements literally every single day. Anyway, enjoy. Have a nice day. Take care, and I'll catch you again later in the